Rose Ariana McGowan is an American actress, activist, model, and author. After her film debut and a brief role in the comedy Encino Man, McGowan achieved wider recognition for her performance in Greg Araki's dark comedy The Doom Generation, receiving an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Best Debut Performance. She had her breakthrough in the horror film Scream and subsequently headlined the films Going All the Way, Devil in the Flesh and Jawbreaker.
During the 2000s, McGowan became known to television audiences for her role as Paige Matthews in the WB and the CW supernatural drama series Charmed, and starred in Robert Rodriguez's and Quentin Tarantino's double feature film Grindhouse. She made her directorial debut with the short film Dawn.
A feminist activist, McGowan has released a memoir, Brave, and starred in the 4-part documentary series Citizen Rose, both in 2018. She has been on the cover of numerous magazines, including 17, Interview, Maxim, GQ, Entertainment Weekly, and Rolling Stone. In 2017, Time recognized McGowan as one of the Silence Breakers, the magazine's Person of the Year, for speaking out about sexual assault and harassment.
McGowan was born in Certaldo, Tuscany, to American couple Daniel McGowan, an artist, and Terry, a writer. She also has 2 half-siblings. Her father ran an Italian chapter of the Children of God, which he and his wife were members of until 1978. McGowan spent her early childhood at the group's communes, often traveling through Europe with her parents.
Through her father's art contacts in Italy, she became a child model and appeared in Vogue Bambini and various other Italian magazines. Her parents returned to the United States when she was 10 years old, and settled in Eugene, Oregon. McGowan had an untraditional childhood, living as a teenage runaway in Portland, Oregon and associating with a group of drag queens in the city. When her parents divorced, she lived with her father in Seattle, Washington, attended Roosevelt High School and Nova Alternative High School, and worked at McDonald's. She took ballet lessons until she was 13. At 15, she officially emancipated herself from her parents and moved to Los Angeles.
After making her Hollywood film debut with a brief role in the Pauly Shore comedy Encino Man, McGowan was cast in the leading role in Greg Araki's dark comedy The Doom Generation, which revolved around a threesome of teens who embark on a sex and violence-filled journey. The film brought her much wider recognition and the attention of film critics. She received a nomination for Best Debut Performance at the 1996 Independent Spirit Awards. McGowan next obtained the role of Tatum Riley in the slasher cult film Scream, as the casting director believed she best embodied the spunky, cynical but innocent nature of the ill-fated character. Upon its release, the film became a huge critical and financial success, grossing over $100 million in North America and $173 million worldwide. Amid her growing public profile, she was the cover model for the Henry Mancini tribute album Shots in the Dark, which was released in 1996, and became the face of American clothing company Beeb from 1998 to 1999.
In 1997, she appeared in the short film Seed, directed by San Francisco-born filmmaker Karen Thayer, and played opposite Peter O'Toole in the 1998 film adaptation of the Dean Koontz novel Phantoms. McGowan spent the majority of the late 1990s headlining a variety of independent films, including roles in Nowhere, where she reunited with Araki, as well as Sully, Going All the Way, Lewis, and Clark and George, and Devil in the Flesh, where she usually played seductive and mysterious characters. She gained much attention for the revealing fishnet outfit she wore to the 1998 MTV Video Music Awards.
In the dark comedy Jawbreaker, she portrayed Courtney Shane, a popular yet malevolent high school student who tries to cover up her involvement in a classmate's murder. McGowan based her performance on that of Gene Tierney's sociopathic character in Leave Her to Heaven. To accompany the release of the film, Imperial Teen's music video for the song Yo Who featured McGowan as her character harassing the band members with Jawbreakers. Jawbreaker was a critical and commercial failure, but found success through home video release and subsequent television airings. It has developed a cult following. McGowan earned a nomination for Best Villain at the 1999 MTV Movie Awards.
In 2001, McGowan obtained the role of Paige Matthews in the popular WB Supernatural drama series Charmed, as a replacement for the lead actress Shannon Doherty, who had left the show. In the show, about the trio of witches using their combined powers to protect innocent lives from evil beings, McGowan played the character from Season 4 until its final 8th season. In a review of the 4th season, Lee H. Edwards of Pop Matters added that the addition of Paige was contrived and clunky, but welcomed the idea of McGowan joining the show as a witch since she has major goth cred as Marilyn Manson's former flame. DVD Verdict Cynthia Boris wrote that McGowan brought a youthfulness and a fresh viewer perspective to Charmed, further noting that fans have come to enjoy her presence on the show. Sarah Page and Rachel Hyland of Geek Speak magazine described Page as snarky, compassionate, and whimsical, and believed that McGowan was well suited for the role. At the 2001 Wand Awards, McGowan was nominated for Best New Cast Member, and at the 2005 Family Television Awards, she won Favorite Sister for her performance.
McGowan starred alongside Brendan Fraser, Bridget Fonda, and Whoopi Goldberg in the dark fantasy comedy Monkeybone as a cat girl from a limbo-like carnival landscape where nightmares are entertainment. Budgeted at $75 million, the film only made $7.6 million. McGowan felt that film would have been incredible if the men at 20th Century Fox hadn't fired the director, a true artist, Henry Selick, the way through filming, and called his dismissal a profoundly stupid move. During Charmed, McGowan portrayed actress-singer Anne Margaret in the CBS miniseries Elvis, about the life of Elvis Presley. She also appeared briefly as the roommate of the titular character in Brian De Palma's The Black Dahlia, a film shot in Los Angeles and Bulgaria and opposite Josh Hartnett, Scarlett Johansson, Aaron Eckhart and Hilary Swank.
In 2007, McGowan headlined Grindhouse, a double-feature horror film by directors Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. In Rodriguez's segment, Planet Terror, she starred as a go-go dancer and the leader of a group of rebels attempting to survive an onslaught of zombie-like creatures as they feud with a rogue military unit, while in Tarantino's segment, Death Proof, she played a brief role as a victim of a misogynistic, psychopathic stuntman who targets young women with his death-proof stunt car. While Grindhouse made a lackluster $25.5 million in its theatrical release, it was the subject of much media coverage and critical acclaim from critics. James Berardinelli found McGowan to be the standout here, and Nicholas Al considered the film as the best showcase of career so far.
Her next film release, 50 Dead Men Walking, revolved around Martin McGowan, a British agent who went undercover into the Provisional Irish Republican Army. McGowan played a woman in the upper ranks of the organization who offers herself to McGowan. After the film concluded shooting, McGowan sparked controversy in the United Kingdom, where she stated that she would have joined the IRA had she lived in Belfast during the era and that her heart just broke for the cause. The film found a limited audience in theaters while critical response was positive. Also in 2008, McGowan took on a recurring role as a con artist on the acclaimed drama series Nip Tuck, and co-hosted the TCM's film series program The Essentials alongside Robert Osborne, discussing classic Hollywood film.
In 2010, McGowan shot a cameo in the Robert Rodriguez feature Machete, a role ultimately cut, but included on the DVD release, and played a semi-homeless junkie in the fantasy drama Dead Awake. In the 3D sword and sorcery film Conan the Barbarian, a reimagining of the 1982 film of the same name which starred Arnold Schwarzenegger, McGowan starred as an evil half-human/half-witch. Roger Ebert described her role as a piece of work, writing, "She has white pancake makeup, blood-red lips, cute little facial tattoos and wickedly sharp metal talons on her fingers." Filming occurred between March and July 2010 in Bulgaria, and Conan was released on August 19, 2011. Budgeted at $90 million, the film received negative reviews, and only grossed $48.80 worldwide.
Besides her role in the big-budgeted Conan, McGowan starred in mainly independent productions during the early 2010s, such as the psychological thriller Rosewood Lane from director Victor Salva, the made-for-television film The Pastor's Wife, alongside Michael Shanks, and a film adaptation of The Telltale Heart, released in 2016. McGowan lent her voice to the video games Dark Watch, playing a femme fatale named Tala, and Terminator Salvation, as a troubled soldier named Angie Salter. She guest-starred in an episode of Law & Order: Special Victims Unit as a grifter who targets New York sex clubs, and also in 2 episodes of Once Upon a Time between 2012 and 2014, playing the role of the young Cora Mills.
In the 3rd season of Chosen, a television series airing via Crackle, McGowan took on the role of an experienced hunter. She made her directorial debut with a short film called Dawn, which revolved around a teen from a strict family falls under the spell of a gas station employee. The 17-minute piece premiered at the 2014 Sundance Film Festival, to critical acclaim, and E! noted, "This was a real gem of a short film." Dawn's salient literary and cultural references, paired with the film's high production value, gorgeous shots, its slow burner build-up and gripping conclusion, bring something to the table for everyone, and portends an excellent directorial career for MS. McGowan.
In September 2015, McGowan released her debut single, titled RM486. The song has strong feminist themes, with its title being a play on the abortion drug RU486 and McGowan's initials. The Sound, an independent Canadian horror film, starred McGowan as a best-selling author and paranormal investigator alongside Christopher Lloyd and Michael Eklund. The Hollywood Reporter wrote of her role, "Despite her sympathetic situation, isn't a particularly interesting character. A dismissive attitude and superior self-regard don't improve her likability either." McGowan seems comfortable with the role, however.
On January 30, 2018, McGowan released a memoir, Brave, in which she details her childhood and her account of the assault by Harvey Weinstein and its aftermath. On January 31, 2018, Citizen Rose, a 4-part documentary series produced by Benin/Marie Productions following McGowan and her role in the Me Too movement premiered. In August 2018, McGowan was announced to receive the Inspiration Award at the GQ Men of the Year Awards.
McGowan appears in the art film Indecision IV, which combines dance and gender issues. Shot in one continuous take, the film was created in May 2018, during a watershed moment in McGowan's life and is a physical expression of her state of mind at that time, a press statement stated. The piece was commissioned by UK's Heist Gallery, and is set to have special screenings at the Institute of Light in East London on December the 15th and 16th. With proceeds going to the charity Refuge.
While dating Marilyn Manson, McGowan appeared in a music video for the song Coma White. She performed backing vocals on the song Post-Human. Both of these songs appear on the album Mechanical Animals.
McGowan appeared on a Brian Transeau track called Super Fabulous, from his album Emotional Technology, which was also featured on the Final Charmed soundtrack, The Final Chapter. The song has been featured in several films, including Win a Date with Tad Hamilton and Raising Helen. She wrote and recorded a song titled Protection, which was featured in her film Strange Hearts. McGowan has also appeared in the Imperial Teen music video for Yo-Hoo, which was featured on the Jawbreaker soundtrack, and she recorded the theme song from the film Dead Awake.
McGowan has expressed interest in recording an album of her own. During an interview with Living TV, she said, "I was actually thinking of going back and doing more soulful tunes and older tunes. And I would love to, when I have a little bit more time." In the Charmed episode Sense and Sensibility, McGowan performed, in character, a cover of the Peggy Lee classic Fever. She performed 3 songs from the Planet Terror portion of Grindhouse, released on the film's soundtrack by the Vares Saraband label. The songs are entitled You Belong to Me, Useless Talent #32, and 2 Against the World.
She appeared briefly in the music video for the 2014 single Break the Rules by Charlie XCX.
McGowan is an activist for LGBT rights and campaigned against California's Proposition 8, which sought to ban same-sex marriage in the state in 2008. She is also known as an activist for Boston Terriers. She has two, named Bug and Fester, and has personally donated to various Boston Terrier rescues. McGowan reportedly encouraged friends to donate to Boston Terrier Rescue Net, and according to BTRN, having fallen in love with Bug and Fester, her friends donated generously. It amounted to a considerable contribution, which will go a long way in helping BTRN and the needy volunteers who selflessly give to deserving Bostons.
McGowan is a registered Republican, though she is a vocal critic of U.S. President Donald Trump.
In late 2009, McGowan was among several celebrities who participated in the protest NOH8.
In March 2018, McGowan came out as non-binary. As of 2018, McGowan resides in Mayfair, London.
In January 2019, McGowan pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor drug charge in Virginia concerning cocaine that was found in a wallet she left behind at Dulles International Airport in 2017. She received a $500 fine and a suspended jail sentence.
In the early 1990s, McGowan, then relatively unknown, was involved for 2 years with a man she refers to as William, who, she claims, kept buying her exercise equipment and fashion magazines in an effort to persuade her to get thinner. She developed an eating disorder in her unsuccessful efforts to get her weight down to 84 pounds like the women in the magazines. "I never was able to get below 92 pounds, she wrote later. "I felt like a failure."
That relationship and the eating disorder ended in early 1993 when McGowan met Brett Cantor, a part owner of Hollywood's Dragonfly nightclub. She came to believe he was her soulmate, however he was brutally stabbed to death in his house that July, leaving her shattered. The killing remains unsolved, and McGowan continues to support efforts to identify a suspect and close the case.
McGowan had a 3.5-year relationship with rock musician Marilyn Manson. After a formal engagement lasting 2 years, McGowan ended the relationship in 2001 over lifestyle differences.
Prior to the release of Grindhouse, there was speculation that McGowan was dating director Robert Rodriguez. In May 2007, it was reported that they confirmed their relationship while appearing hand-in-hand at the Cannes Film Festival. On October 12, 2007, it was announced by Zap2a.com that McGowan was engaged to Rodriguez. They reportedly split in October 2009.
In July 2013, after 1 year of dating, McGowan became engaged to artist Davey Detail. They married on October 12, 2013 in Los Angeles. In February 2016, she filed for divorce from Detail, citing irreconcilable differences. The divorce was finalized in November 2016.
In September 2008, McGowan caused controversy while promoting her film 50 Dead Men Walking at a Toronto International Film Festival press conference, when she stated, "I imagine, had I grown up in Belfast, I would 100% have been in the IRA. My heart just broke for the cause. Violence is not to be played out daily and provide an answer to problems, but I understand it." This prompted director Kerry Scogland and the film's producers to issue a public apology, stating that McGowan's views did not reflect their own.
In an August 2011 interview, McGowan talked about her experience working on the film Rosewood Lane with director Victor Salva, who is a convicted child molester and child pornographer, stating, "I still don't really understand the whole story or history there, and I'd rather not, because it's not really my business. But he's an incredibly sweet and gentle man."
In May 2014, McGowan held a defiant party in support of the Brunei-owned Beverly Hills Hotel, despite a boycott over Brunei's anti-gay laws, which prescribes death by stoning for same-sex activities. McGowan explained her stance on the issue thus, "Boycotts only work when they hurt the target's bottom line. We are never going to affect the Sultan's bottom line. He's worth $20 billion. This is a vanity project for him. It could sit empty for 100 years and he wouldn't even notice. But meanwhile, we're hurting all the wonderful, struggling people who work in the hotel. I'd like him to see that gays are real people. I think that's the only thing that would change his mind, not a boycott.
In November 2014, while discussing misogyny and sexism during Bret Easton Ellis' podcast, McGowan criticized the gay community for not doing more to help the cause of women's rights, saying, "I see now, basically, people who fought for the right to stand on top of a float wearing an orange Speedo and take Molly. And I see no help, and I see no paying it forward, and I have a huge problem with that. There are so many things to help and do, and I see no extending of a hand outside of the gay community to another community. And that's a problem for me." Rose McGowan also stated, "Gays are misogynistic as straight men, if not more so. I have an indictment of the gay community right now. I'm actually really upset with them. The characterization of LGBT rights activism being centered on drug use and wearing revealing clothing in public were criticized as homophobic or transphobic." She later apologized for generalizing gay men as misogynistic, but defended the rest of her comments.
In June 2015, McGowan sparked controversy with a Twitter post making public what was perceived as a sexist casting call for an Adam Sandler film. McGowan later said, "It was just so done. I was offended by the stupidity more than anything. I was offended by the fact that went through so many people's hands and nobody red flagged it. This is normal to so many people. It was probably even a girl that had to type it up. It's institutionally okay." This reportedly led to McGowan being fired by her agent. She later clarified that talent agent Sheila Wenzel was not responsible for firing her after she took a stand against sexism in Hollywood. "I'm interested in making the industry better so that women following in my footsteps know that they don't have to take abuse just because she wants to be creative," the actress told People magazine.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.